Alright, hi everybody. We are here today with our wonderful Sassy cat. Say hi so they can hear ya. And we're going to be showcasing her work today. She's got a ton of awesome stuff, guys. I hope you're all doing well. Let me know if you can hear us okay. We had a bit of an echo last time, so hopefully we've got that ironed out. Oh, you couldn't hear her? Alright. I turned you up and see if that helps a little.
Okay. Is that better? Anybody hear me?
It shows you're being captured. There we go. Alright, awesome. Awesome. Thank you guys for helping us. Alright, so... Oh, I gotta get to the right screen here. And Luna wants to help, of course. So, when did you start doing arts and crafts, Sassy?
Oh, probably more than, wow, 20 years ago.
Wow. Now, was it... Did you start out with painting or, like, other crafts?
No, it was other crafts. I actually started doing plastic canvas. Well, actually, the first thing I ever did was draw.
Oh,
And
okay.
then I started doing plastic canvas.
Awesome. Now that's almost like latch hooking, but like you don't use the latch hook, you use like a needle and...
Right. Yes.
Okay, okay, cool. Cool. So some of the first pictures we're showcasing is her flowers. You said it was your, bear with me, your flower series. I knew
Yeah,
that
I
was the
guess it
word.
would be my flower series of trying to do something with different color paints on the paintbrush and seeing how it would turn out.
Oh, that's awesome. Now, do these take you long to do, or...
I would say the stem takes me, well, kind of. It's not really that long to do, but it's a process to try to make sure that when you first put your first paintbrush down, and then it's not enough color, then you just got to keep playing with it, and then that's why there's many different colors to it because you just keep trying. They're like, oh, I want to add a little bit more color here, and I want to try this, and then you dab it, and then you twist it and turn it.
Awesome. Hi, Vixen. Thank you for your check-in. And
Hey,
thank you for your
Vixen.
look. Let's see here. Yeah, these are amazing. I really like how they turned out. I've seen like the technique where you take, different colors on your brush
Right,
and do that. And I've always wanted to get into doing that. It's just,
right.
me being OCD and.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah. So that's kind of cool. It shows here, look, was that scratched in or was that just painted afterwards?
The white
Yeah.
that was painted
Oh, awesome. Awesome.
afterwards. But some of the white, on some of them, the white did kind of come through. But most of them, the white was painted in.
Very cool. And now, guys, you're
This
gonna.
was me
Oh, go ahead.
going.
I was just gonna say, there you're gonna see a progression in her painting. Like she just keeps getting better and better. So, was it the previous one you were gonna talk about?
No, there's just a. Hold on 1 second.
No problem.
Sorry, I was about to cough, and I didn't want to cough in everybody's ear.
Oh, no problem.
So no, it was just different kind of techniques that I was trying with the flowers and just trying to do different things. That's where one of the progressions when I first started trying it to I'm like, okay, well, maybe if I did it that way, I can try and do it this way. And then I'll add this and oh, what about 3 colors? And then I was like, okay, what about 4 colors?
Mm-hmm.
Just
Mm-hmm.
just playing around. And leaves have always been easy for me, but I wanted the leaves to kind of mimic the same as the flower as well.
Yeah, it's really awesome. Now, if you guys didn't know, Sassy also does digital artwork for like junk journaling and your overlays and stuff. Pinned to the top of the chat is actually her Ko-Fi shop. So if you guys could go by, favorite the shop, take a look around. She even has free stuff on there, so there's a price point for everybody on there. I mean,
Exactly.
you can't beat free. Um,
Right, you can't beat free. And also when you do a follow on the Kofi, it actually helps with the algorithm for me to be noticed to other people out there as well.
oh yeah, definitely, definitely. So, and let me tell you, I could spend a lot of money in your Ko-Fi shop.
Yeah.
You just do amazing work. All right, now this is
Well, thank you.
the Rock and Flower series. Now I love watching you paint on rocks, just because you
Yeah.
know I that's something else always wanted to do too, and you just make it look so easy.
Well, it is easy. It is. You just got to make sure that you have a background because of the way the rocks are.
Yep, yep.
This one in particular was very porous.
Mm,
So it's got a few coats on it before I was able to actually paint on top of it.
yeah, yeah. I know that even like switching between different kinds of paper, like watercolor or
Oh,
drawing
yeah.
or even canvas, it can be very, very different.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. This is your tree series?
It is turned out to be my tree series. Yes. That was the first tree I ever did was that pink one.
Wow, that's still not too bad. I mean, watching you live doing this is just so fascinating because it really is a process. It starts out and you think it looks like a mess, and then you turn up with something like like these trees, and I love um how you do them and how you, like I said, you've progressed, and
Right,
uh,
yeah.
you're getting like more into the branches and filling stuff
Right.
in and stuff, and it's just so awesome to watch.
Yeah. I can definitely see the improvement of different things I do. There's certain ways that you want it to look. I mean, there's like an abstract kind of thing that you try to go for that people like, and then there's others where you want to try to make it more realistic and some in between. So it all depends on what somebody's is wanting or liking.
Exactly. And Silver, thank you for rating me. Hello, raters. I hope you are all doing well. Today we are showcasing Sassy Cat and her artwork. Welcome on in. Thank you, everybody, for your check ins. I see Tina has redeemed Witchy Woman, which we will get here in just a moment. I got to get the book. Tina, what would you like to have the information on? Gemstones, flowers? What would you like? All right, let's keep going through some of these pictures while they.
You're fine.
Yeah, I mean, you can just see me getting, more bold and more daring and like just
Oh,
getting
yeah.
better. It's always like nerve wracking when you try something new.
Oh, yeah, it is. You never know what you're gonna get. It's like a box of chocolates.
Yep, yep. You never know what you're gonna get. Yep. All right, Tina wants a gemstone. What gemstone would you like, Tina? We'll do that once we wrap up these pictures and stuff. So,
If you want to do that right now, hun, go ahead.
well, I gotta grab the book anyways. It's like way behind
Oh,
me. I put it up because I had stopped streaming for a while, and how
right.
chaotic the beginning of the year was. But now I'm getting back into the flow of things, and the podcasts are really helping. Like it's a lot easier than like doing the art and craft thing.
Right.
It,
No, and whatever works for you, whatever, and whatever works for you to get you slowly back in. I mean, that's how it was with me too, because I took like almost a whole year hiatus,
yeah, yeah.
and I only did a couple things here and there, and then now I stream quite often.
Oh
You'll
wow.
get there again.
Oh yeah. Yep, I'm slowly getting there. I do my Witchy Wednesdays where I do the unboxing of the witch casket box, and I'll do tarot readings, and witching in the kitchen where we make lotions and salves and healing teas and tinctures and stuff. So
Right.
yeah, I'm getting there, but
Well,
it's
that's
it's
good.
it's taking a bit. Now, when you do these pictures, the backgrounds, you use like aluminum foil and paper and stuff?
Yes, I do, to get the texture in with the paints. First of all, I put, the like the grays on the edge of the corners, the white, and then I start scraping it out with a paintbrush. And then while it's still wet, you use it was aluminum foil that you could use, but it doesn't seem to work for me like for other people. Maybe it's my cheap aluminum foil, I don't know. But I use just brown paper bags, which has been the best thing. They, especially if you crinkle it up more, you get more texture.
Oh, awesome. I'm gonna have to get a bag of them because it looks like I said, I really want to get out. I have some, like mini canvases.
Uh-huh.
So I was like, well, I can use those and not feel guilty if I make a mistake. But, Bob Ross, there no
Right?
and there are no mistakes. There's just happy accidents. So I'm got
Exactly.
yep. So I posted again, Sassy's a Ko-Fi shop. Every follow helps her with the algorithm to help her findable. And like I said, she has an amazing price point from everything to free to, a little bit more depending on what you're getting. I got my overlays from her and I absolutely adore them. So let me tell you, she is an amazing. Oh, we're starting over again. Whoops. All right, and then here's a couple more trees. That I love. It's almost like autumn on fire.
Yeah. Yeah, I try to do, I was just trying to experiment and do, because you do like two different color paints or two different color yellows to highlight it. And I thought, well, why not add a little extra oomph in behind it? So with
Yeah.
the moon behind it, which it kind of blends in. So the next time I do one, I'll make it a little bit more prominent. I think I'll make it bigger in the
Yep.
background.
Like right there, I think is the
Yeah.
moon, right? Yeah, I see it.
Yeah.
Next is your waterfall series, which is also fun to watch, and you do the same technique with that, like with your scrunched up paper and
Right.
stuff like that. And
Well,
that's oh, go ahead.
and I'll have to with this one. I have to give. Okay, so he's a painter that's actually on Instagram everywhere. His name is Josh K. He is kind of like a Bob Ross. He was doing a waterfall, and I saw his video, and I'm like, wow, that is really cool. But
Yeah.
he uses like a cheesecloth. Well,
Hmm.
I didn't have cheesecloth. So I'm like, well, what else could I do? So I just kind of, grabbed whatever I could, some material, the paper
Yep.
bag, aluminum foil. Still, the paper bag is the best.
Yep. And where there's a
It,
crafter, there is a way. We find our ways to do things.
it
Like, hey, that's cool. Well,
hmm
I have this.
yeah.
So,
And then there's, the way he does everything, and you just kind of follow. It's really cool, everything that he does. So that's where, and I just wanted to try. The reason there's so many waterfalls is, once you do one, you're like, okay, I didn't like that one. I want it to look more like his, the where there's splashing and this and that, and then you just keep experimenting and keep going and going until
mm-hmm.
you're happy, and then you go, okay, I got that down now. Let's move on.
Yep. And then you just trust the process.
Exactly.
Yep. Because like in the beginning, like I said, it looks like a hot mess, but then you
Mm-hmm.
bring it more and more, you know, like that's the far back where it is kind of a little more fuzzy in view. But then as you come closer and closer, um, you bring the stuff that's closer to the foreground, so it's like forced perception. Yeah.
Right. And then I did a little bit more. I added a little bit more color in his. His is just mainly all black and white for those. So, but I'm like, well, what happens if you add color and do this? It's kind of like a black and white photo, and they just make the hat red or the dress red or whatever it is. And I
Mm-hmm.
was like, well, that's what I'm going to try and do. So that's what I did.
Awesome. Like where you put red in this one.
Right.
Pathway series and group of trees. Now this was fun to watch too. I actually watched you doing this one.
Yeah, that one. I will have to say was a struggle for me because I'm not used to doing trees like that. So the way that they were doing the trees didn't work for me.
Mm-hmm.
So I tried to do, so I had to adjust and, figure out my own way through it and make the trees work for me to get the same type of effect, but also make it my own style.
Exactly. And that's the other part of crafting is, making it your own style and, putting yourself into it, and
Right.
I think I've probably seen most of these being painted, and it's so fascinating that I get no crocheting done, and I just sit there and watch, like, okay, this is how she did this. And it's like, and you can see where, the branches you're, progressing on and learning.
Yeah.
And I
And
love
I'm
this
really
one.
happy with. Yeah, I'm really happy with the way my I'm got the sun thing coming down pretty good, where it's glaring down. I mean, to me, I thought it was pretty good. And then when I rated into absence the other day, that was the one focus on my picture that he said was really good, which really made me feel good because he is an amazing artist.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I saw when you started doing the shadows on stuff, and that started looking really, like,
Right.
really neat. Mel says she loves your pathways.
Thank you, Hunmel.
Oh, I wonder if this video will play. Let's see.
Maybe not. Oh, you got lucky. Crafty always has to put it in a different screen.
So this is a speed up of her doing a fence, which is really cool. I think I fell asleep on this one. That was cool.
Yeah, that was the first dark brown one I did.
All right, and then here's your trees with the flowers. Yeah, I thought you were going to do a river there, and then you surprised me and you did a field of flowers. And I thought that was so neat. Yep, here's where she does the shadowing on the with the trees and stuff, and that's just so neat.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite ones actually. And and it's hard to when you're doing your own stuff to like what you do.
Mm-hmm.
But that's one of my favorite ones because I like the way the sun came through. This was an actual picture I found online, and I was like, that would be cool to paint that.
Yeah, that's really nice. I like how the sunbeams are coming through and stuff like that. That's really cool. All right, some more trees. Now, what other crafts do you do besides painting and the digital art?
Well, I let's see. Let me look around. I also I freehand etch on glass. I don't do the liquids. It's all done with
Oh,
I put a picture in there and then I scrape it. That's where another part where I started back. Oh, back what? I started doing that probably more than 10 years ago.
oh wow.
That was a big thing. I used to do that a lot. I even do it on mirrors as well. Mirrors are a little harder because the reflection of your lines come back up at you and you got to focus on where your line really is.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, so I mean, one time I actually we didn't have much money for Christmas, so this lady was trying to get rid of a fish tank and some fish. And I said, well, I'll trade you. I'll etch a mirror with whatever you want on it. And so that's what I did for my daughter for Christmas. I etched
Oh,
an owl on a mirror with a tree and traded her that for the fish tank and fish.
nice. Mel says she loves that you're finally liking your own work.
Yes, it's it's one of those struggles. I mean, even when you do it especially with when I was doing etching, it all depends. And junk journaling is a new thing for me since last year. But then when I learned that, I got an entire shelf dedicated to it. Well,
Wow.
bookcase shelf,
Yeah.
and everything else. There's kind of like scattered all over the place, which I'm trying to organize right now. It's quite a bit.
Oh, I understand. Believe you me, I've been trying to organize stuff and figure out better ways to have it organized, and It's
Yeah.
yeah, it's something.
Yeah, I also I used to cut out, like, I used to do toll painting, and I used to cut out the wood things for everything. I would cut out like a bear head with just a square body, and then I would make material and then make a dress and put over it and get some old costume jewelry and dress it up. My ex sister-in-law and I used to have a little shop that we would make stuff, and we would always put stuff like that in it. I also, let's see what else. I was gonna say something else that I did too. What was that? Oh, I do quite. I do a lot. I do The one thing that I don't do much of is crocheting. I
Yeah.
don't. My mom was the crocheter. She crocheted and knitted everything.
Oh, I'm becoming a crazy
The,
addict for crocheting.
the only thing and I'm pretty sure if I got a refresher course in it, I can crochet you a gigantic granny square.
Oh,
Not a
nice.
problem. Can't promise it's going to come out straight, but I can do it.
Yeah. See, I was taught weird, I guess. My great grandmother came from, like, and I quote, a tiny little no name village in the Highlands. And this is how all the women there would crochet. And so I can't read the patterns of today. I've got to, I would plan on learning the quote unquote correct way so I can learn patterns because there's so many cute things. So,
Right.
but yeah. So do you have any plans for the future or anything like that? Like any uh more adding to your Ko-Fi or anything
Oh
special
yeah.
you are planning to do painting?
I am. I This week I'm taking all the I last week I had scanned them all and put them on my computer at different DPIs so that I could actually make them digital instead of just only selling the originals. So this week I plan on adding all the originals in
Oh,
options of
nice.
digitals on there as well. I also spoke to Crafty Lady yesterday about Junk Journal July, so she's wanting to do that still. So
Awesome.
I have to get a new free pack for everybody for July together. I guess we'll find out if Biker's gonna do his or not. So we're gonna if he does, then we'll probably combine ours, and she'll probably do a couple pieces in it and put it all together. Let's see what else. It's mainly just keep painting is what I'm really focused on. I'll do junk journaling and in July, but it won't be all the time every single day because I'll burn out on it.
Yeah.
And I have to break stuff up, otherwise it gets stagnant with me, and I can't do it.
Yep. Yep.
That's
Like
why
I
sometimes with the go ahead.
I got burned out a little bit on the on the junk journaling, so I understand. But I am so
Yeah,
looking forward to Junk Journal July. I've got so many ideas that it's crazy.
yeah. And then I think I just came up with my idea for the front of the journal that I was done with
Oh,
today.
nice, nice.
So I've been struggling trying to figure out what I was going to put on it and what I was going to do. I have shells, I have this, I have those, and I was like, "You're painting, Dodo. Why not just paint a picture on it?
There you go.
Why do you have to be so? Why did you have to make it?" Because I was trying to do what Crafty did with her steampunk and made it really cool in the front.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, "You don't have to do that. You're you. So
Mm-hmm.
why not paint a picture?" Because that will be just fine. They can put it up on their shelf, and then the stuff will still be in there. It can work as two things, as a focus point. Like a piece, a picture, and then you can also add stuff into it if you'd like.
What I'm finding is people are so afraid to use the junk journal because they're wanting that as like the piece of art. Like every junk journal
Yeah,
I've made for everybody, they're like, we're afraid to do anything with it. I'm like, don't. It's a junk journal. Play with
right.
it.
And yeah, that's exactly what I'm gonna do, Mel. And then what I figure, my strong points are trees so far right now. I really need to work on some beach scenes, which is fine. I've got the palm tree down, not an issue, but it's the beach and the sand kind of thing. I want it to flow better for me to
Gotcha.
like it.
We've
But yeah, I plan on doing something like that. I mean, even, you know what? And I'm just sitting here thinking about it. Even if I painted a picture in the front of it, I could always go outside and get some twigs and
Yep.
then glue them on the front to make them act like they're part of the tree. And I can spray them with a coating and stuff. That's not a problem.
Yep. Yep.
So I just wanted to be, because actually Show Me Art and I were talking yesterday about making things 3D and making your picture pop out. Like you can add this to it and you can add that to it. And I'm like, yeah, that's what I want to do.
Yep. We got an ad incoming, so we'll be going to the Be Right Back screen here in a
All right.
second. So, all right, everybody. If you need to get up, stretch, get a drink. I thought I'd put them for an hour, but you know, we'll be
All right.
right
No
back.
problem. All right.
To the showcase. Hi, everybody. We're here with Sassy. We should be back. Let's see here. Are we back, folks? You hear us?
Oh, Vixie only had two. You got lucky.
Yeah. Thank you guys. We're here chatting with Sassy Cat. We went and showcased a lot of her artwork. She is an amazing artist. And if you can, go support her over. Oh, oh, did I? Over here at her Ko-Fi. It's free to follow. I didn't have any snoozes. I should have, but you know how Twitch is.
Right.
Um,
Yep.
let's see here. Brain fart. Wow. Um, yeah, she has all sorts of stuff there on there for you. Everything from free to paid content. Check it out. She has stuff for the different seasons. You were doing gnome stuff for Crafty Lady. We're
Yeah, she started doing gnomes, and then I was doing gnomes. Yeah, we went gnome crazy.
oh,
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah. Oh, and I sew. I've been sewing forever.
Oh yeah, I hand sew. Like I started learning hand sewing. I didn't learn the sewing machine until about until I was in my 30s. So, yeah.
Yeah, well, my mom was a sewer, and then I used to trim my pants down so that they were the tight leg, so that
Mm,
I started doing that, and then next thing you know, then it all just came together. I actually have three sewing machines.
nice. I need to get a new one because I do miss having one. My hands aren't what they used to be.
Right, exactly. Yeah, and I make little girl dresses and put Minnie Mouses and Hello Kitty on them as well,
Nice.
and Mickey Mouse and stuff. I also make shirts, and I also have a Cricut, and then I do heat and bond transfers on them as well.
My cricket does not like me.
Oh no!
It's the spawn of Satan. Every time I go to print something, I get errors and told I need to subscribe or pay for something, and I'm like, but
Oh,
I
it's because you're doing it off the thing. You can, yeah, because you're trying to get it off their design studio, and they're saying that you owe money because you're using their thing. But you can get free stuff out there, and I can actually give you some free stuff, and you wouldn't have to
okay,
pay anything. You can actually design to make your own, then you wouldn't have to pay anything either,
awesome. I'll have
which
to make
I've
room
been
for
doing
it.
a lot too. Huh?
I'd have to make room for it. Let me tell you, I am. Seriously, I could open up my own craft store at this point.
Yeah, here too. Yeah,
Yeah, I think a lot of
definitely.
us are.
Oh yeah, the whole entire craft area is taken over my bedroom. The only thing in here that is my bed, so everything else is all craft.
Yep, that's the same with my living room. Is like all natural healing stuff and crafts, and I have
Yeah.
a huge walk-in storage closet that's all crafts. So it's like, well, I don't think I need to shop for crafts anytime soon. My friend and I were going to go to the craft store yesterday, and I'm like, I better not, because I was going to pick up some more seed beads, and I'm like, I have a whole tote, like a large tote full of seed beads. I don't need any more
Oh
seed
wow,
beads.
wow. Yeah, you guys need to use your sewing machine. Maybe once I get settled and I can set it up to where I can get the sewing machine up. I got hiccups, sorry.
You're okay.
I can, it's really easy and easy to make your own patterns too.
Yep.
Easier than you think it is.
Yep. And believe it or not, I never used patterns until I started using the sewing
Oh,
machine.
really? I can tell you the patterns not to buy for sure, but never buy a Vogue pattern.
Oh,
They are so confusing, and you're like, what? Why would you say that? Macaws and simplicity all the way.
yep. The first thing I used a pattern for and a sewing machine for, my friend wanted to dress up as Jack Sparrow for Halloween,
Oh boy.
and he's 6'7" and kind of a big guy, and there was no costumes that would fit him, so he wanted me to quote unquote help him make this costume. Well, it turned out me doing like 90% of the work, but let me tell you, learning with a pattern and a sewing machine all at once was an experience.
Yeah, there's a friend of my ex's. They wanted a Snow White outfit for their daughter for Halloween, and he volunteered me without asking, and I was
Oh,
like, okay. And so she gives me and it was what did I just say it was? The worst one ever.
Vogue.
There's Vogue. It was a Vogue one.
Oh no.
That was so confusing the way that they would write it. That's why I say the Vogue ones are just it's just crazy.
Oh.
And you're like, why didn't you do this first before you did that? And so I swore I would never buy a Vogue pattern ever.
Oh.
Yeah, it took me almost a month to do that thing because I put it together and I'm like, that's not right. That's not what they said. They said it. That's not how you do it. And then I tear it apart and then I had to resew it. Yeah, and
Oh.
and it was all silk, and I hate working with silk.
Oh, let me tell you, some of the material would refuse to go through the sewing machine. So a friend
Oh
taught
yeah.
me, he's like, get a piece of paper on each side of the
Mm-hmm.
material you're sewing, and it'll go through the machine better. Oh my goodness, game changer. Game changer.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yep, so,
Yeah,
yep.
yeah.
And the other stuff just likes to unravel, and I'm like, well, how do I deal with this? you know?
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely been it's been fun. I love sewing. At one time, I like doing everything at one time. So like when I do like the little girls' dresses, I spend one day having all the material, cutting all the dresses out, cutting the whatever I'm gonna sew, embroider on front, whether it's the Minnie Mouse, Mickey Mouse, or the Hello Kitty, and I can actually do Winnie the Pooh now. Um, so there's just all that. Then the next day, you put them all together, and then if you still have time in that day, then you get them all on one top, and then you sew one whole side, get them all sew, and then cut. Then you put them back on your side again, and do the other side. You just do that, and it's kind of like a little factory I had going on.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, I know that, like, some
So
people would come to me expecting me to make something like a Renaissance wedding dress in under a month, and I'm like, do you know how much hand embroidery is on that? I'd need a year, and then they get all
oh
upset,
yeah,
and it's like,
yeah.
mm.
Because we're not like we're the factories. It's all done a different way. It's yeah, they don't understand how much time and care goes into something like that, and how long it really takes.
exactly.
You take it to somebody who, which is one of the other things I want a machine that does the embroidery where I can do whatever I want, and whatever I draw, it's going to embroider it on what I tell it to embroider it on. That's the machine I
Nice.
want.
Me too, me
That
too.
I want that so bad. I've been wanting that for a very long time, and one day I will have it.
Yep. Yep, I have things that I plan on saving up for and doing stuff, and it's just been hard saving up this year, but hopefully, I'm over the hump of paying everything out of pocket, and
You're right.
you know.
Yeah, I used to have an overlocker at one time. My ex had bought it for me, and I thought it was going to be the best thing for me, and I was so excited about getting it. I hated it. I went back to my regular sewing machine. I guess because I had sewn with it forever, and it was just so much easier than using the overlock.
hmm Yeah, I'm just gonna get one of those simple sewing machines for my simple sewing and stuff like that because I love making. I never used to. Growing up, I was a tomboy. I would never wear a dress. I would fight you. Now that I'm
Right.
older and I've lost the weight, I'm
Oh,
loving wearing dresses. So it's like I just want to design my own.
right. And then I'm the same way. I used to when I had his kids that I would take care of. I would make all the girls and my nieces skirts and shorts and shirts, and then little dresses to wear. I used to do that all the time. But yeah, I'm with you. I want to wear, I'm like, why? I just want to be comfortable. Just give me one thing to put over top of my head, and then I can just walk around free as can be, and
Mm-hmm.
I'll be happy.
And a lot of material, it's like, my fibromyalgia does not like. Like, it could be
Oh, yeah.
the softest thing, but if it has one little
Yeah.
thing in it that my body don't like, namely tags.
Doctors think I'm crazy when I say, they would tell me, like, oh, we'll put ice on it. I'm like, you got to be crazy. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
putting ice on my skin. It's like it's burning me. And they're like,
Exactly.
well, why would it do that? Dude, you tell me, you're the doctor. I
Yep.
don't know why. It hurts me. I can't add ice to it. I can
Yep.
add heat, not a problem. But when it comes to ice, forget it. That's not happening.
Yep. When I was in the hospital in rehab, they kept wanting to put ice on my leg, and I'm like, don't, please don't,
Oh
don't.
yeah.
But it'll
Yeah,
reduce the
my
swelling. I'm like, yeah, I'll deal with the
oh,
swelling.
yeah. Yeah, and not only that, I will get like an instant cramp or a Charlie horse.
Yep.
Anything that if my feet get a little bit cold, forget it. It's all over. It's like, the heck? My daughter, I'm like yelling. My daughter will come over and rub my foot out. Is it better now? I'm like, yes, thanks. My hand does the same thing.
Yep.
Yeah, they just don't understand. A lot of doctors don't understand what they talk about fibromyalgia, and they diagnose it with you, but they don't know how to treat it or what it actually is like.
Right.
Not one bit.
Right. One was like, so explain to me like the pain, and I'm like, well, in this part it's this, and this part it's that, and that part it's this, and they're
Exactly.
like, well, how can you experience so many different kinds of pain? I'm like, I don't know. You tell me.
Exactly. You tell me. They don't understand. They
Yeah.
really don't.
No, no, they don't.
No,
So,
and then there's some days you'll get up and you're like, oh my God, I could run a marathon. And then the
hmm
next day or even later that day, you're like, oh my God, am I 90?
I
What
got
the
hit by
heck?
a Mack truck.
Yep.
Yep. And then if you do too much on the days because you feel
Oh my
good,
God. I'm down for 3 days.
oh, yep, yep. It's like
Down.
forget that.
Yeah.
And me being the idiot, I've had fibromyalgia. I was diagnosed with it in 2011, but I think I had it longer than that.
That's
Idiot,
about the same time I was too.
yep, idiot me would be like, "Yay, a normal day. I
Uh-huh.
can do this, 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 and
Oh yeah.
this." And you think I've
Yep.
learned after, what, 14 years?
Oh yeah, that's
No.
actually around the same time that I got diagnosed. So I was trying to redo a house. We got this house and we were putting molding in it. We were redoing the floors, painting, all this stuff. I'd go there every single morning at 7 in the morning, get everything done till about 5 or 6 in the afternoon. By the time day hit, night hit, around 4, 5 o'clock, I could barely walk on my feet. I was
Yep.
dying. I couldn't wait to get home. I didn't want to make dinner. I'm like, just I wish it was done when I got home, and then eat. And I'm like, I'm down, I'm out. And then I could barely move. And then the next day I'd
Mm-hmm.
wake up and do it all over again. And I'm
Yep.
like, I just figured I was just pushing myself too much.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then I'm like, no, this isn't right. So then I went and got tested and found out that's what it was. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I've had this at least 4 or 5 years
Yep.
prior,
I
and
was
I didn't
um
know.
I was working overnight stock at Walmart, and I never got any help. And of course, I'm back in electronics with back then where they had those big screen TVs that weighed like 200
Right.
pounds.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I thought I was just pushing myself too much, so I went to like a call center, which is like the exact opposite of the spectrum. But I was still having issues. It still felt like I was exhausted all the time. I hurt all the time,
Hmm.
and stubborn me just kept trying to work. Not realizing
Right.
because the doctors are like, "Oh, your problem is you're fat and stupid, and
Yeah.
you're lazy." I'm like, I was
Yeah.
working 2 jobs, 80 hours a week. Tell me I'm lazy, you know?
I'm pretty sure if the doctor had told me that, he'd be on the floor looking back up at me.
Oh, let me tell you. And he was bigger than I was, and I'm like, so what's your issues? What problems do you have? And then he kept
Yeah.
calling me little mama, and I'm like, look, I can't have kids. Don't call me little mama. And about the fifth time he called me that, I got up off the exam table, got
Right.
dressed, and left.
Right.
Because I would have strangled and throttled him.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mel, it's really hard to pace yourself. It's a nightmare. Absolutely.
Yep.
It's one of the hardest things, and I still struggle with that. I'm pretty sure Ams does too.
Yeah.
But in a way, you're disabled, but I don't want. I always just say I'm broken.
Yep.
I'm more broke today than I was yesterday.
Yeah.
So it's just a bad day.
And,
You know.
and the thing I hate the worst is you don't look sick. You don't look
Right.
disabled.
Oh no.
What is
Yeah.
chronic pain supposed to look like, dear?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. I mean, oh my God, you're smiling. Well, you're not in pain. Oh, really?
we
If I wasn't
oh,
smiling and laughing, I couldn't get through this pain.
exactly. You
You
learn to
have to.
live with the pain.
Mhm. You do, and I've lived with quite a bit of it. And my mom had taught me that a long time ago. She many things were wrong with my mom. She had cancer, then she had to lose
Oh.
a kidney, and then they went in for exploratory surgery, and then poked her only kidney left. So she and then had a colostomy bag, had a pee bag, and she always kept saying she was the bag lady. She just would make jokes about it, and she says you have to have fun with it, because if you think
Mm-hmm.
about it and you sit there, you won't get back up out of bed.
I
So I had her telling me those, so that's why I always make sure I make fun of it with my daughter, and we joke
mm-hmm.
about it, because I
Yep.
don't because otherwise I won't get up out of bed.
Like, I joke with, I did the Wile E. Coyote, broke my leg, and then now I'm a heavy metal chick, because they put a rod in my leg. And then
Right.
I joke about this little piggy went to the market and got piggy trafficked, and now it's bacon for my toe.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I'm always
I,
I'm always cracking people up with that, and they're like, "Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's the way you got to live."
Yeah, you have to. I mean, you have to. I mean, yeah, when some people will ask you out in public, "How was your day? Do you want to know the truth or a lie?"
Yep.
And
It's
they're
like,
like, "A lie." Some say the truth, and I don't think you handled it. So let's just move on.
yeah,
But yeah, you're right, Vixen. I hate it when they don't, people tell us that they don't understand what has nothing's wrong with us. It's just
yeah.
really aggravating.
The other thing I hate is the pain scale. Like my pain level,
Oh
like
yeah,
5 would be somebody
right,
else's 10.
exactly.
So, how you do you
That's
want me to do the pain scale of a normal person or my life?
Yeah, exactly. And that's they go by the normal. And I always say, well, I can tolerate a lot of pain. So for me, this is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I completely understand that.
Yep. But the good news is now I have a pretty good care team that, they're pretty amazing. So, um,
Right. Well, that's good. That's you got lucky with that, and that's a good thing.
first time in my
Yeah.
life, let me tell you.
Well, that's good.
I'm used to them scratching their head. Well, we don't know. Just deal with it. I came here for help, not to just deal with it.
Exactly. And then the first thing they always want to do is, well, did you need more pain pills? Did you need more of this? Do you need more of that? Or do you want to try this? Dude, no, I don't want no more dang pills. I want to be better. Make
Right,
it better.
right. I'm sick and tired of putting band aids on things,
No,
and
exactly. That's all Western medicine is, and that's just exactly how they do everything here. It's
yep,
worse than any place I've ever been.
yep. So, I mean, I'm on more medications that, like, just like a craft store, I could open up my own the pharmacy. Yeah, words are hard.
Yeah, no, I understand, and Vixen, I get that. There's a doctor that said so. Cause so I went to a foot doctor one time. That's where all this started. And he sent that was when he sent me out to the neurologist to find out what was going on. So that was when the neurologist came back with telling them that I had the fibromyalgia. Well, when I went into the office to get the results, and he's lucky he wasn't on the floor.
Mm.
He says to me that, oh, well, at least now you know it wasn't all in your head.
Oh.
Um, One, I never said it was in my head. I am in tremendous pain with my feet. I could barely walk.
Yep.
It hurt so bad. It was like having them, like when your foot falls asleep and it's got that tingle, and every single time you step on it,
Mm-hmm.
it feels like needles are going in your feet.
Yep.
Uh, that was when I got the results from that. That was the last time I ever went to that doctor. I saw another foot doctor after that. I refused to go to him.
Wow.
He's lucky that I wasn't in the mood, and I couldn't stand it. I He made me so mad that day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The final doctor, the one that actually was able to get me diagnosed with the fibromyalgia, he saw me walk in. He's like, I'm not going to tell you your problem is your weight. I'm not going to tell you it's in your head. I saw how you moved. He's
Right.
like, we are going to do every test under the sun. Because I told him, straight up, look, I have been to so many different doctors trying to figure out what's wrong with me. Please don't tell me that my problem is I'm fat and stupid.
Right.
And he's like, somebody said that to you? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, you didn't deck them? I'm like, no, I didn't want to have like that kind of note on my patient
Right.
file.
Yeah.
You know,
No, understand. Completely understand. Yeah,
but
there's this one not pediatrician, blah blah blah. What was the other one? The bone doctor starts with a P. I
um,
can't remember think of. Anyways,
orthopedic.
orthopedic. Thank you. An orthopedic here. He he had the worst bedside manner whatsoever. But the
Oh,
people that he would hire in his office, they would be real cool and they would listen to my daughter or I. My daughter was having some issues. The one girl, well, her name was Carrie. She's like, yeah, when she was growing up, she had some issues as well, but nobody would believe her and so on and so
mm,
forth. So she was trying to help my daughter figure out what was wrong, that maybe that was some kind of like bone disease or something. Well, that particular orthopedic found out that she was trying to help us. And this happened with another one prior to her, too. He fired both of these chicks
well, that's what happened to
because,
my first doctor that we actually
yeah,
paid attention. They fired him.
yeah.
I'm
It's
like,
because she spent so much time in the room. He's like, no, you got in and out, in and out, in and out. He'd want to move us in and out like cattle. He didn't want her to sit there and have discussions with us. So he got rid of the one, and then when he moved to another office, he got another one, and then she did the same thing, and he got rid of her too. They were
no.
the only two that ever would try to help.
Yep, and I don't understand. It's they don't make money if they help you,
No, it's just ridiculous.
and that's all. It's all, like they're still trying to prescribe metformin to people, and that is known to be very, very, very bad. There's warnings out about it. It made me sicker than sick. It was coming out of both ends. And they're still giving
Right,
metformin to people, even though there's these huge, massively negative reactions to it and side effects. And it's like, it's because it's big money. It's diabetic
right. Oh
medication.
yeah, and the only reason that's kind of fresh in my brain right now is because we were driving home and I saw there's a thing out front of one of his offices that says, "Thank you for the last 25 years." Blah blah blah. I'm like, yeah, you're so welcome. Yeah,
Mm,
thanks for firing those two chicks that were actually helping us.
right.
That's why it was fresh in my brain, and I was like, and when you inquire and asking, hey, oh, I can't give you that information.
Ugh,
Why? They're a doctor. They're a pediatrician, or not, or a PA, whatever.
yep.
Why can't I know where they went? I want to go see them,
Right.
but no, they refuse to give you the information.
Yep. No, they actually
Like,
disbarred this doctor,
oh wow,
so he could not practice anywhere in the New York State.
wow,
He would spend hours with you if he needed to, and he would get you the stuff you need. He would let you know, here's the side effects of this. You can choose to
right,
take it, or we can find something else. And it took a long while for us to find the right concoction of medication that helped me with the fibromyalgia. And he's like, it's because everybody has different symptoms, so they're going to need a different kind of
exactly,
medication. So it takes
mm-hmm,
time to find the right medication.
right.
So, excuse me. Yep.
No, I completely understand that.
Yep. All right, Tina, are you still here? Are you listening?
Tina, Tina, Tina.
If not, I'll, like I said, post it in Discord. And she'll have the VOD that she'll be able to check out. She chose Sapphire. She did the Witchy Woman Redeem, and we will go through the correspondences for Sapphire. For the zodiac, it's Aquarius, Cancer, Gemini, Leo, Libra, Pisces, Taurus, and Virgo. The solar system, the moon, Neptune, Saturn, and Venus. They have full moons, which is April, July, October. November is the yellow sapphire, and September. The seasons that it corresponds to are autumn and winter. Celebrations, Beltane, which is like a fire festival. Element is water. Goddesses are Hecate and Justina. Gods are Angus, Apollo, and Lu. Now, things that this gemstone represent, I'll go over some of them because it's quite a bit. Anger, astral realm, beginnings, calm, communication, courage, dedication, dream work, emotions, encouragement, envy, faith, favors to win, fear, fidelity, and freedom, friendships, goodness, growth for intellectual, healing, imagination, insight. Pink sapphire is love, luck, manifestation in your dreams, money, motivation. It helps with nightmares, peace, problems, psychic abilities, purification, sex and sexuality, sleep, spirituality, travel, truth, visions, and wisdom. Now, for the star sapphire, it has a couple different ones, like the consciousness, enlightenment, moods, and prosperity to attract. So there's our witchy woman for sapphire. I'll bookmark that so that way I can take a picture for her. So, did anybody have any questions for Sassy Cat? Okay, Mel, enjoy your dinner.
Hi, Mel.
So I think we covered quite a bit.
Yeah, I think so.
Hi, Average.
Pretty much I can do everything and anything. If I haven't done it, I'm willing to try. If it's something I'm interested in.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm the same way. I've got like 4 or 5 new crafts that I'm new trying out this year. And I'm like, everything from knitting to shuttle tatting.
Right.
Um,
Oh, I keep shuttle tatting. The
oh,
tatting looks so cool.
yep, yep. I got it. I got the shuttle and a couple of different things of thread and stuff. And I'm gonna watch some YouTube
Right.
videos because that way I can pause and rewind them and you
Mm.
know.
My daughter really wants to get into crocheting the little animal things.
Oh,
She's like,
and
those look like fun. They look like so much fun. I'm like, yeah, you could get a kit and learn how to do it and then go
yep.
from there. She's real smart about picking stuff up once she gets it.
Oh, awesome, awesome.
Yeah. And I'm just trying to expand out, with my painting, I want to do bigger, I want to do bigger things. I want to do bigger canvases. I want to do walls. I want
Oh,
to just,
nice.
I need a big table. I watch some of these other painters and they have this like 4x6 canvas and then they just get this big script thing out. I'm like, oh man, I want to do that.
Yep, yep. Thank you
I
for
just
the
need
treat.
space. Go on.
Oh, I was saying thank you for the treat, Average. I'm going to have a little Hershey's Kiss here. I need to order some stuff for treats. Vixen says she's got a little crochet fox kit today. Awesome. Yeah, I'm
Oh,
expecting a
nice.
package today too. It said between 6 and 10, I think. And
Oh,
I
I'm
gotta
excited.
check and stuff. I'm getting my knitting needles and stuff to make um, tr- uh, stitch minders because I had a lot of fun making the ones for me. And I'm like, well, you know what? I'll make a bunch of them and maybe I'll open up a Ko-Fi shop and.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea. Well, the coffee shop is the best.
Mm-hmm.
You can allow it to take a certain percentage, or you can not allow it to take anything. And the only thing that would take money is if you have it through your PayPal or whatever.
Oh
But
wow.
other than that, yeah. So they don't take a percentage unless you say it's okay. It's like I think 5% just to be part of their thing and so on
That's
and so
not
forth. I did it in
bad.
the very beginning, but between the coffee and the PayPal, I was like, no, I can only have one right now. I'm not that big yet.
Yeah.
So, and so I took it away. And then, so, but yeah, you don't pay anything on Kofi. It's all free.
Nice. Yeah, like Etsy, they nickel and dime you to the point where you're not making
Oh,
any
yeah.
profit
I
at
have,
all.
yeah. Hi, Magic.
Hi,
I
Magic. Welcome in.
definitely, I have an Etsy as well. And yeah, it's not doing as well as the Kofi. So I'm just going to, everybody keeps saying, just use it as a reference for them, like, go from there. Stuff, I have it over here at Kofi. That way I don't have to pay that much. But I started adding it and trying to do that, but
Hmm.
it's still not doing well.
Yeah. Well, that's why I'm trying to promote the. You know what? I'm also going to post it if it's okay in Discord, for
Absolutely.
promoting your shop and
I'm
stuff.
I'm fine. I'm fine with it.
Awesome.
It helps me, and the more people, even if nobody gets anything, or if they just get free stuff, or they just look and just give me a follow, it definitely helps with the algorithm of being able to be found further out, away from our knit type community, our little community that everybody
Mm-hmm.
pretty much knows us in, and getting further out. It's just like the Instagram too. with my pictures being put up and all the different hashtags, I'm getting noticed from other people out there, and they're following
Oh,
me now. So
awesome.
the more that you do that, the better it is for you.
Mm-hmm. Yep. See, that's why I only had it, Instagram, and I would post photos up there. And if someone
Right.
was interested in something, I'm like, well, go ahead and go to my Instagram, check some stuff out, and then send me a DM. Or I
Right.
would do stuff by word of mouth.
Right.
Like I have a lady that found out I did the little seed bead roses, and she kind of was like,
Mm-hmm.
"Can you make me one?" I'm like, "Well, I'm out of wire hangers." Well, she brought me some wire hangers, and I'm
Oh
like,
wow.
"All right." As soon as I get reorganized and I can get to the closet, because I'm still in the wheelchair and I can't put weight on this one foot.
Right.
Once I can get to the closet, I will happily make you a rose. Well, she's like, "How
Right.
much?" I'm like, "Well, you gave me some hangers, so that means I can start making them again. So, you put
Right.
towards the price of the product. I'll make it for free because it gets me back into practice. And then
Right.
her advertising will get me you know, more
Yeah.
people. So,
Right. That's true. Yeah. And that's good. I know you do, Vixen, and I. Oh, hun, you. Everybody has been so sweet and kind. It's so when I first started out on Twitch, I did Minecraft most of it for the first year. Some things happened, took a hiatus for a whole year, and now I'm getting just doing all the crafting and the painting and stuff. And this community has been down, hands down, the best.
yes.
Everybody's been so kind, so sweet, so nice, so understanding, and no judging, no judgmental, or saying, "Oh, I really don't." I've maybe had one or two, but they weren't like part of the community that said, "Well, I wouldn't have done that." I'm like, "Okay, well then
Mm,
that's you.
yeah.
That's the difference between me and you is
Yep.
I'm me and you're you, and we see things differently, and that's how I do my stuff. If you don't like it, that's okay.
Yep. And what I love
I
is like,
understand."
this community has been here more for me this year than a lot of my in real life friends. I have a friend that lives literally next door, and since February, I saw her once for maybe 2 minutes because I owed her money. And then trying to get her on the phone is like a nightmare. I've spoken to her on the phone maybe
Right.
5 times since February, and every day the community here has been so supportive, so caring.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they've helped fund, two different things for me now. First my shower chair, and now my knee scooter, because insurance wouldn't
Right.
cover either one of them. And and then just the get well wishes and the card, the e-card and stuff, which thank you everybody, I did get that. You guys are just, this is such an amazing community that they're there
Oh
for
yeah.
everybody. And it's like, oh, you need, to chill and get some cheering up, well, hang out and chat with us and we'll cheer you up, and it does.
Oh yeah. It definitely does. I mean, it's just been so great.
Yep.
I mean, it's just me and my daughter in here, and we very selfless, and you know how you can get on someone's nerves after a while.
Yep.
Um, so it's nice to have someone else to talk to other than my kid. I mean, even though
Mm-hmm.
she's an adult, yeah, it's just nice to have other views, and and have good conversation.
Yep. I mean, I
So
have a
yeah, it's been
cat.
amazing.
She doesn't answer back, but I have a cat I talk to.
Yeah, I have, well, I have a couple cats and the dog, but we usually when I start singing, then Roxy, she just, oh my gosh, she
Oh.
loves, no matter how bad I sing or whatever, she just loves it. Run
Mm-hmm.
over and just like, oh, like what is wrong with you? It
Oh.
sounds like crap, dude.
Yep. Luna
She's
will
like, I don't
just.
care, you're doing it.
I know when Luna wants me to sing to her because she'll headbutt my throat rather than poke my throat with
Yeah.
her tail. If she, wants something else or thinks I'm not giving her enough, she just takes that tail and jabs it right into my throat. But hi,
Yeah.
Dizzy. Welcome on in. We're
Yeah,
all.
Daisy always head bumps. Go on.
Yeah. Um, we're doing pretty good here. We're showcasing Sassy's work. A bit of a rough day for me, but I'm getting through it thanks to you all. And how you doing there, Sassy?
Bit of a rough day, but I'm getting through it. Yeah.
Yep.
Hey, Gigi.
Hi, Giggy. Welcome in. Thank you for the
Oh, I didn't do my
check-in.
check-in. I forgot my check-in too. But yeah, it's just trying to get through it. But yeah, it's Daisy loves giving head bumps. You always tell her to give you kisses, and she'll come over and keep bumping your head and keep bumping and keep bumping.
Yep. As a cat, most cats don't like it when you get your face near them and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
This one will like bop my mouth, so I kiss her on the head and she'll face rub and get her slobber all over me, and then I get itchy and.
Right,
But yeah,
right.
she's just the sweetest little girl, and everyone whenever they come, like all the visiting nurses are like, she's so sweet. I'm like, live with her. There is another side to this cat that you don't
Yeah.
know. And
Exactly. We used to have a cat. Her name was Sybil. Like, she was two-faced. She could be sweet as pie, but in an instant, oh, she'd strike you.
yep. Well, she's never like been vicious or mean, like bite, or she'll nip on my hand if I'm not petting her enough or the way that she wants to be, but never like to draw blood or be mean. The first time
Yeah.
I have ever seen her hiss and swat at somebody was our property manager. And our property manager
Oh,
is a piece of work. Everybody hates her.
they always can sense the evil.
Yep. She came in during an inspection and was trying to, look into places where she didn't belong. Luna
Yeah.
hissed and swatted at her, and she's like, "Oh my, you have a mean cat." Well, the maintenance man and the pest man were like, "No, she's sweet. She lets us love on her. We've never seen her hiss." I'm like, "I've had her 4 years, and this is the first
Right.
time I've ever seen her do it."
Yeah. No,
So, yeah.
yeah. No, I've had Daisy 13 going on 14 now. August will be 14.
Aww.
We would take her camping with us. There was one time in the tent, somebody didn't zipper it all the way down, so she pushed her nose through and got out.
Oh
I got
no.
woke up about 3 o'clock in the morning, a real loud hissing,
Oh.
meowing sound, and I'm like, "What the hell?" And I'm like, "Daisy, where are you, Daisy?" And then I realized that she pushed her way out, and I'm opening the tent. And I'm like, "Get over here, come here," because I was afraid she was gonna take off. She's a cat,
Yep.
and she just turns and she arches her back and she does this. I swear to God, slow motion prance,
Uh,
really super slow, back to the tent.
uh.
She was fighting off 3 raccoons.
Oh wow.
So she was like, "Try it now." I was like,
It's like
"Yep, that's my
mama's
cat."
here.
Yeah, that was
Yep.
that was the coolest thing ever.
Yep.
She's still that way. If she hears a noise outside, she'll growl like, "Don't you dare come in here."
Oh. Now she'll do Luna will do that little chipper thing that
Uh-huh, uh-huh,
whenever she
uh-huh.
sees a bird.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
can't wash my windows because if I do, she thinks the window's not there and she'll try to like, jump through the window.
Right, right.
And then I have a cat,
Yeah,
with a concussion on
yeah,
the ground.
yeah. I've had a
So,
couple do that before.
yep. So I just leave
But
her little nose smears on the window so that way she knows she can't jump through it. So it's like people are like, "You need your
right.
windows done." I'm like, "No, trust me. I leave them like that for a reason."
Wow, yeah, that's how Roxy is. Roxy was apparently around a man prior to us getting her, so she's not aggressive toward them. She is deathly afraid of them.
Oh.
So it took us. We've had her, what, almost 2 years now.
Oh wow, Vixen.
So it's taken almost a year and a half for her to really. She's still not completely opened up about stuff. She
Yeah.
still has flashbacks of stuff. If we do something, we're like, "Dude, we weren't doing that. We were just walking," and she's just
Mhm.
afraid that something's gonna. So I think it's just something she's always gonna have, whatever he.
Yeah.
But that's, and some animals are like that too. That's what, Vixen was saying, drawing blood from their cat. There's
Yeah.
some animals just know they don't like, the other sex or whatever. Like my ex-boyfriend, none of the animals liked him. Should have known.
Yep.
He turned up, stealing I ever had that was and always trying to trade it for stuff or taking it, whatever. But yeah, we lost quite my daughter's guitar, some knives that she
Oh.
had, a whole bunch of my movies, and jewelry, some rubies. There's just a whole bunch of stuff this man ever took. But the animals just know. They just do.
Yep. Yep. Like before I went into the hospital, Luna was very shy of strangers, and she came from a hoarding situation. Like there was
Right.
60 plus cats at this guy's tiny
Wow.
little home,
Yeah.
and he had dogs and other animals and stuff. But
That's weird.
she was a kitten when they took her,
Hmm.
and so she was very shy. But once I went into the hospital and all these strangers were coming in and feeding her and giving her treats and loving on her, now she's like, the doorbell rings, she runs to the door and she's like, hurry up, mom, let them in. Hurry up,
Right.
mom. You know? Hello, Eddie. And thank you for following. Vanessa and Eddie, thank you. But yeah, she's really opened up to strangers now, and
Right.
she'll try to help the nurses get stuff out of their bags for them. And I'm like, watch out, she is a little thief.
Right.
Anything she can get her little klepto
Yeah.
mouth on, if you have a pen, it's gone.
Yeah, that's how Nini is. She'll take everything and anything, but she also,
Yep.
as soon as she hears paper, she thinks you're going to roll it up in a ball and throw it for her to go fetch and play fetch with her.
Oh, my cat plays
Yeah.
fetch too, and they're
Really?
like, oh.
There's very few cats that do it, and out of all the ones we have, she's the only one that will do it. But yeah, I had one when I was growing up too. I used to
Yep.
just throw the little super ball down the hallway. She'd go get it, bring it back to you, okay, and wait for you to do it.
The thing
Dog I
that
ever had.
Luna does that I just wish she wouldn't. She thinks bedtime is playtime,
Uh huh.
and if I'm like dead asleep, she'll throw toys at my face.
Right.
Or I'll wake up and I'll have an outline of, do not eat that. Like right now, she's trying to eat my headphones. Um, I'll wake up and there will be like an outline of toys all around me.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Yeah,
what?
yeah. And well, Vixen was saying that she's had Pip ever since she was a kid, and sometimes it's that's just how they are too.
Yeah.
And that's we've had cats that were just really kind of crazy, and we're like, oh, I watched you be born. We kept you. You are, we never did any of these things to you. Why are you like this? It's just so weird that it's just their personalities, which it's just it's so strange to me when they're not even raised like not to dislike men or whatever, and they still attack them.
Yep.
It's just weird.
Yeah.
And I always say, well, she's just got a quirk, just ignore.
Yep. Well, we've got ads coming up, so let's look
No problem.
into somebody who we can rate into. Does anyone have any suggestions? Let me check here. Ow, cat! We've got another cat lady doing. Ow! Stop. She's doing diamond painting. Let's see here. Who else do I have on my list that is doing arts and crafts? No, not really. Crafty Rhea. And Madame Juniper. Elfie is on. Do you guys have the full name and we'll start the raid out? Sassy, thank you again so much
No problem.
for
And thank you for
doing.
having me. Thank
Oh,
you so much.
it was been a pleasure, let me tell you. Brain fart. Elfie. Mel, can you give me that link and I'll raid out to it. But yeah, thank you everyone for your follows, for being here, for any tips, bits, donations, everything. You guys are amazing. We'll get the raid message here in just a second. Oh, if I can get that copied. Control C. And again, give Sassy a checkout on her Ko-Fi. And give her a follow. Follows are free. And oh, what are we doing? Let's see if that works. Oh, maybe I don't need to do the ad. We'll get the raid call here for you guys. There is, if I spell it right, there's our raid call. Grab the raid call, guys, and be, as amazing as you were here, guys. Thank you again for joining us. Um, we should be, yeah, back Wednesday. And we're going to go over the next holiday, which is the summer solstice. We'll go over, the correspondences, the traditions, and everything. So look for me Wednesday. It'll probably be in the morning because I have a doctor's appointment at night, or not at night, early afternoon. So much love to you guys. Let me go actually to the stream ending so we don't get any more raids. Um, do do do. Yeah, and thank you again, Sassy. All right, bye guys.